Some people hear wellness journey and picture green smoothies, step counters, and a shelf full of supplements. That's not it. Welcome back. Today, we fix that definition for good.
Okay, so when you hear the phrase wellness journey, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Is it those picture-perfect green smoothies all over social media? Or maybe those expensive supplements in that perfectly organized fridge? Yeah, we're constantly sold this idea that wellness is a performance, something that has to be flawless, and let's be honest, completely exhausting. But the real truth? It's so much simpler, and, thankfully, a lot more forgiving than that.
And this, right here, this is the heart of it all. This is what we're going to break down today. We're going to completely dismantle that myth of perfect health and replace it with something that actually works. A powerful, sustainable truth. Wellness is about making progress, not putting on a show for some invisible audience.
And what's so interesting here is how this simple change in wording completely reframes how we think. You know, the word diet, it just feels temporary, right? It feels like a punishment you have to get through. And if you have one slip up, well, you've failed. But a journey? That word implies it's an ongoing process. It has room for learning, for making adjustments, and most importantly, for forgiveness. It's a huge shift from a short-term, all-or-nothing sprint to a long-term, much kinder walk.
So let's really nail down what we mean when we say a wellness journey. This is not about a 7-day reset or some frantic race to a finish line. Nope, it's a totally different mindset. I love this definition because the key words here are ongoing and livable. A real wellness journey has to fit into your real life. It's got to have room for the days you feel super motivated and for the days you just don't. It's not about blowing up your entire life overnight. It's about slowly, carefully integrating better choices.
And this just says it all, doesn't it? Have you ever had one of those weeks? You start off super strong on a Monday, and by Thursday you feel like you've completely failed. This mindset, the journey mindset, says that messy week isn't a failure. That's just life happening. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is just to get back on track, without all the guilt. Okay, so if this is a journey, what's our roadmap? How do we actually do this? Well, it all breaks down into a really practical framework with 3 simple core areas that all work together. So here they are: nutrition, movement, and recovery. And it's so important to see these not as separate goals, but as an interconnected system. When you get one of them right, it makes the others so much easier to handle. First up, nutrition. And I want you to notice the language here: fueled instead of drained. This is not about banning your favorite foods or counting every single calorie. It's about asking yourself a simple question. Does this food give me energy, or does it take it away? It's a huge shift toward being mindful of how you feel, not just what you eat. Second, we have movement, and this is so crucial. Movement is for support, not punishment. You don't have to have some hardcore, intense gym plan. You know what counts? Walking, stretching, playing with your kids. The goal is to feel good in your body, to give your mood and your metabolism a little boost, not to beat yourself up. And third, we have what I like to call the forgotten pillar: recovery. So many of us are laser-focused on diet and exercise, but we totally ignore our sleep, our stress levels, and even just drinking enough water. But here's the thing: without that solid foundation of recovery, everything else feels about 10 times harder.
Let's just let that sink in for a second. You can have the most perfect diet plan on the planet, but if you're only getting 5 hours of sleep a night, your body is in a constant state of stress. It makes actual progress feel almost impossible. Honestly, this is probably the #1 reason people quit, and they don't even realize why.
Okay, so we've got the mindset and we've got the 3 pillars. Now let's talk about the tricky part, the mental obstacles. You know those common traps that can derail even our best intentions on this journey?
So what is it that really gets in our way? Well, it really boils down to 2 major culprits that I think pretty much everyone can relate to.
First, it's expecting instant change. I mean, we live in a world of instant gratification, but our bodies just don't work that way. The benefits, they show up gradually. First, your sleep gets a little better. Then your energy feels more stable. And then your body starts to respond. You have to give the process time to work. And the second one, well, it's the poison of comparison.
This is such a powerful reminder. It's so easy to scroll online and see someone training for a marathon when you're just trying to stop snacking late at night. Both of those are valid journeys. But comparing your beginning to someone else's middle is the absolute fastest way to feel discouraged. Your path has to fit your life. So, with all that in mind, how do we actually start this journey in a way that's going to last?
Let's switch from all this theory to one simple, practical thing you can do.
The key, the whole secret, is to start with just one thing. Not 10 things. Please don't go out and buy 5 new supplements, a whole new workout wardrobe, and a super complicated meal plan on day 1. All that does is create friction and overwhelm. When it comes to building habits, simplicity always wins.
So you're just going to choose one single anchor habit. Maybe that's eating a better breakfast. Or maybe it's just going for a 20-minute walk after dinner. The goal here is not to force a brand new identity overnight. It's to create a healthier rhythm, one small, consistent action at a time. That is how real, sustainable change is built.
And finally, let's talk about the ultimate goal here. And yes, of course, physical results matter. Wanting more energy or wanting to feel better in your clothes, those are perfectly good reasons to start. But there is a much, much deeper win waiting for you on this journey.
You see, the real win on this journey isn't about a number on a scale. It's about the self-trust and the confidence you build by showing up for yourself day after day. It's about becoming someone who follows through on the promises they make to themselves. And let me tell you, that feeling is way more powerful than any physical transformation.
And so we end right back where we started. The wellness journey is just the path of supporting your body with smarter choices, a healthier mindset, and enough grace to keep going even when life gets messy. So the only question left is, what's one small step of progress you can make today?
Today, we fixed that definition for good. If you want to dig deeper into the source material I used for this, I've linked it in the description. See you on the next one.